The incredible three-sided battle, halfway across the frozen southern Pacific, midway between Tasmania and Cape Horn, continues at high speeds. Johan Richim, Paprec took the lead yesterday. Sebastian Simon, Groupe du Breuil, stole it early this morning, and then after resolving a sail problem Charlie Dahlin, Massif Saint-Prevoyance, regained it this afternoon. There is still just 5.3 miles separating the top trio. Dahlin and Richim have been sailing within sight of each other, filming each other and exchanging playful banter during this, the ultimate Pacific Ocean IMOCA speed test. 600 miles behind, their pursuers are pushing hard and fast in pursuit. Witness the remarkable Swiss skipper Justine Metro's Teamwork Team SNEF 11th, who has just posted a 524 miles 24-hour day. In the middle of the Indian Ocean, Tanguy Leturquet, Lazare, 22nd, had to deal with a technical problem, and Manuel Cousin, Coup de Paus, 34th, celebrated a birthday for someone very close to his heart. We decided to do a sprint in the middle of the Pacific to see who is the fastest, grins Johan Richim, who is wearing a big chapka, gloves, and warm socks. It's very cold. Nothing can stop his big smile. We have a nice speed course on a relatively smooth rough sea, 20-knot winds on average, peaks at 35 knots. It's cool and it's going fast, he smiles. The skipper of Paprec admitted he shouted with joy in the boat, knowing he had just taken the lead yesterday. But Richim's lead was short-lived. Sebastian Simon took over the lead earlier today, benefiting from being on starboard jibe and so fully able to press his Groupe du Breuil IMOCA to maximum speed on his good port foil. And then longtime leader Dahlin moved back into the lead at the end of the morning and was maintaining a slight lead this afternoon. Far behind the leading trio, the gap with the pursuers seems fixed for the moment. But for this group, now led by Nicolas Lundven, Wholesome PRB, 4th, are getting the chance to press the accelerator after several days slowed in light winds. They are getting caught now by a front that Justine Metro's Teamwork Team SNEF has been riding very efficiently, to the point that covered 524 miles in 24 hours, with an average of 21.83 knots. Now in 10th, having been recently overtaken by Boris Herman, Malaysia Sea Explorer, Britain Sam Goodchild, has been trying to come to terms with losing a few places to faster, newer boats, wrestling with his fundamental principles of not overpressing his 2019 generation boat, which finished 6th on the last race, to try and match them, but in so doing adding too much risk when he is mid-Pacific. Behind, Clarice Kramer, L'Occitane en Provence, 12th, and Sam Davies, Initiatives Kerr, 13th, are now in another system. They have light winds and periods of upwind sailing. Sailing close-hauled in the Southern Ocean is not really one of the things you want to do the most, says Davies. The group led by Sebastian Marset, Foussier, 23rd, is once again preparing to be caught by a front. On the menu? Around 30 knots on average and gusts of 50 knots. Behind, Gui Rexu D, freelance.com, 29th, is also making progress in strong winds and must above all deal with a rough sea and 6-meter waves, as do Japan's Kojiro Shiraishi, DMG Mori Global 1, 30th, and Swiss skipper Oliver Here, Tutgut, 31st. One problem a day or more, as double Vendee Globe winner Michel Desjoyeuse used to say. Tanguy Leturquet, Lazare, 22nd, admitted to having to deal with a partly detached longitudinal frame, a structural reinforcement that supports the forces on the hull like a chassis. He was able to repair, but it was a long, tough job which left him exhausted. But he is still racing, unlike the unfortunate Sobeltweers, New Europe, who docked in Cape Town 2 days after his retirement.
Little birds, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of light is out, pretty big waves here. Always hard to see on a camera, but deep for sure. I'm in the process of reorganizing the boat for proper downwind sailing. So the sails go in the back. The stack is already up ballasted in, the foil is down a bit. We have more keel cant. We are day 3 instead of storm jib. And the next thing is going to be a reef out, and then the day 1 tide, the jib top. This is all going to happen today while the wind is ebbing off, and we see about the sea state, how fast it lets us go. And I enjoy these little moments outside. I don't know if you see on the video these little birds. I don't know what kind of species it is, I would love to know. I've seen one big albatross earlier. Beautiful. Spectacular nature. And even the light is kind of fascinating. I guess after 10 days of total gray and some fog, any light is just fascinating. Yeah, earlier we had already more sea state. Some waves breaking over the deck. So have a good Wednesday. Cheers. Cheers to Cape Lewin. Yummy breakfast. Hi guys. The end of a whole week of really strong winds. The wind is down to 16 knots. I will go on deck now, hoist the big Janiker. I made myself a whole list of things that I want to do today, including shaving. I'm curious how I look after and how I feel after. I managed to shave. I feel renewed, and yes, kind of a new section coming for me. A while of lighter wind sailing now through the night, through into tomorrow, and only slowly then we will find a new breeze from the north again and do the next 3 days after that of reaching again towards the east. You know what this means? If the rum bottle comes out, that means we have passed a major cape. This is Cape Lewin, and it was exactly December 12, 1908 UTC that we have passed this line. I'm feeling good. So tackle the next cape, which is in about 2 weeks and a few days. We are almost halfway around, and here is cheers to Cape Lewin. Maybe I did an error. There's this cloud line, and an hour ago I sailed out of the wind, and I didn't realize quickly enough, and then dived but didn't find the wind back since. It's very rare to get on deck and enjoy the scenery. This is probably how people enjoy sailing, like looking over the ocean, but that's not reality. Reality is more spending the day in here with the foggy windows. Yeah, talk later, huh? We are approaching the halfway mark. We are less than 100 miles from the next competitor. That's of course good for the morale. I mean for mine, not for them maybe. In 1.5 days we get hammered, but really probably storm jib and 3 reefs that I have actually never done on this boat before. I will also take advantage of that moment on deck to put in place everything I need for the storm and do a little quick check. Although it's pitch black night, but that's how the timing ends up being this time. This line going through Tasmania, 147 east, is the frontier between the Indian and the Pacific. And we're going to be there in 6 hours or so. We're expecting increasing winds over the next hours. So we're already on smaller sails, reaching along, and the sea state is still nice, but that will probably not last mega long. So we're a bit ready for a little bit of la guerre, how we say in French, the next days, a bit of war, tapping in big sea state, fast reaching, see how long we can stay in front of the front, and then driving south to 57, something like that, almost as south as Cape Horn. That's the next couple of days, fast reaching, and have a good Sunday. Bye bye, ciao. Ça bombarde, disent les Français. We are in front of Justine and behind Yannick and Paul, and these small distances make a huge difference in the sea conditions. That's why we most likely see everyone in front stretch away and everyone behind fall behind. So the further you advance east, the better conditions you have, and the more quickly you're going to go through it, and the less worse it is. So still almost 50 knots in the gale. Wish us good luck for the night. Just did a quick check on deck. Because every 24 hours we can do this kind of action. It's good to check. We are averaging hopefully 22 again, 23. Happy to be inside.
Fin de journée à bord de Vulnérable. Encore une journée rapide. Petite manœuvre là tout à l'heure là. L'eau elle est froide. Là je suis le long de la ZEA et on sent que les icebergs doivent pas être loin. J'avais l'onglet à la fin de la manœuvre là. Voilà, tout va bien à bord. Et dans le bon rythme avec avec des bons lièvres autour. Allez, à plus. Ouais, salut à tous, les nouvelles du bord. Écoutez, tout va plutôt bien, ça avance assez vite. En fait, je suis positionné entre un grand front qui est juste derrière moi, quelques dizaines de milles ou 100 000 derrière moi, juste en avant de ce front. Et juste derrière, la fameuse dorsale bloque depuis quelques jours, qui continue à me jouer des tours un petit peu. En fait, dès que j'accélère, j'arrive à faire de temps en temps des moyennes assez sympas autour de 25-26 nœuds. Et dès que j'accélère trop vite, j'ai un pété dans cette dorsale qui avance un petit peu à la même vitesse que le bateau. Donc voilà, je vais pas me plaindre. La mer est plutôt plate. Le bateau avance assez facilement. Et je dirais que l'objectif, c'est pas forcément d'aller super vite. L'objectif, c'est de rester vraiment en amont du vent fort, de manière à préserver un peu le bateau, à rester sur la mer plutôt plate et de pas trop tirer sur le bateau. Voilà, j'ai le sentiment que il va pas forcément jouer grand chose jusqu'au Cap Horn, en tout cas dans les prochains jours. En pense que ça va encore un peu revenir de derrière. Et nous, et moi, par rapport aux concurrents de devant, mais j'ai toujours cette petite cellule anticyclonique devant moi. Donc voilà, tant qu'elle n'aura pas dégagé, il n'y aura pas d'opportunité de revenir sur les premiers. Et voilà, je pense qu'après, derrière, on a un secteur, avant de secteur de nord-ouest qui va s'installer. Et puis au gré des passages de front, on va progresser comme ça jusqu'au Cap Horn, mais il n'y aura pas de grandes manœuvres jusqu'au Cap Horn et il n'y aura pas vraiment l'occasion de revenir sur les bateaux de devant. Donc, là, du coup, mon objectif, moi, c'est vraiment d'essayer de progresser correctement, pas de faire de folie avec le bateau, essayer d'arriver au Horn avec un bateau en bon état et en espérant que derrière, sur la remontée, il y aura des opportunités pour revenir sur le groupe de devant. On peut jouer avec ce qu'on a, donc je pense que stratégiquement, voilà, c'est la meilleure chose à faire, d'être un petit peu dans la gestion là et de manière à avoir un bateau proche de son plein potentiel sur la remontée et de jouer les coups qu'il aura à jouer. J'espère qu'il y en aura plein. Voilà, sinon il commence à faire un petit peu froid. Je sais pas si vous voyez la buée. L'eau est vraiment fraîche, hein, l'eau est à 8 degrés. C'est vraiment top. Et là, l'air est à 6 degrés. Donc, voilà, mais à bord, le bateau à peu près sec, j'arrive à garder à peu près sec. Donc c'est stable et surtout, comme la mer est plate, ça permet de repos, d'être bien calé et de faire des belles siestes. Il reste une bonne semaine jusqu'au Cap Horn. Pas exactement routé jusqu'au Cap Horn, mais c'est 8-9 jours jusqu'au Cap Horn. Moins de 10 jours en tout cas. C'est un Pacifique qui devrait quand même passer assez rapidement. Et voilà, vraiment hâte quand même de tourner le rocher et surtout hâte qu'il y ait des opportunités qui se présentent à moi pour ceux de devant. Il faut que je ronge un peu mon frein là. Donc ça serait bien que ça se décompte un peu. C'est pas moi qui décide. On fêtera le passage du Cap Horn et on arrosera Neptune et on fera un cadeau à Éole s'il faut. Enfin, il y a un scénario qui se débloque dans ma faveur. Voilà, j'espère qu'à terre tout se passe bien, que les fêtes se préparent. Les cadeaux sont quasiment faits. Et voilà, c'est bientôt les vacances. Fin de semaine, c'est les vacances. Donc voilà, pour les écoliers, les lycéens, les écoles. Voilà, sinon ouais, il fait froid, il fait gris, donc pas grand chose à montrer de l'extérieur. Portez-vous bien.
Well, it's the morning after the night before, and yeah, yesterday, last 24 hours turned out to be pretty brutal with the sea state. The waves were just kept getting bigger, the wind stayed right up there. I had 40 knots for a while, and then the wind lifted, so it started turning, which meant that my course ended up, instead of with the waves behind me, with the waves on the side, but then also the wind would side onto the waves, which made the wavelength shorter and made the waves start breaking, which was quite violent for me and for the boat. So it has been difficult to manage the balance between trying to go fast and trying to keep the boat in one piece. And sometimes I just take off, like now, we're just taking off. And then you just slam into the next wave at over 30 knots. And the impact on the boat is huge. I mean, the noises are phenomenal. So yeah, it was quite a challenge and a learning experience for me, because I've never been down here with foils before. You know, this is new for me, trying to understand how to regulate and that sort of thing. Anyway, I did all my checks last night, just before last night. Kind of I go around the boat and just look for anything that's not quite right. And I discovered that I do have a crack in the bulkhead forwards. I think I caught it in early stages, and there was no way on earth I could address it yesterday. There's no way I could have gone up to the front of the boat and worked. But I do need to repair it, and I need to repair it today before the next big weather system comes in. Joff has sent through instructions, and was about to start the repair because everything had calmed down a bit. We were just taken off again, as is the way. I'm going to start assembling all the kit up forwards, and I'll do the repair today. The sea is dying down. I mean, it is just incredible. I mean, it's incredible out here. Just the colours and the way they change. Just earlier on, it was the most intense blue, and now there's cloud cover over, and so everything has gone kind of slate grey. It's like everything is reflecting off each other, and the harmony of the light, and it's just amazing. So yeah, the crack is a concern but not a worry, so there's nothing for anyone to worry about. We've got it under control, and I am gutted. You're always gutted when your boat breaks, and you know, I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit. If this sea state doesn't get better, I have to slow down a little bit to fix it. That has to be a priority, which again is difficult because I have worked so hard to catch up with Roman. You know, I'm within kind of 25 miles of him now, and he was well over 100 miles ahead of me kind of 36 hours ago, and so I don't want to let go of that. But you know, this is part of the race. Part of the race is dealing with this stuff. We expected it to happen. We've got the tools on board to sort it out. My job is to sort it out, get things back on their feet again, and get going again. So that's what I'm going to do. Been another pretty brutal night down here. I saw 45 knots last night, and in the end had to end up slowing the boat down because I was worried about the repair not having cured, and it was just violent, really violent. And then the breeze is just starting to die now, so I'm just thinking about speeding things back up again, come outside to do a bit of a check. And look at this. I mean, when you're inside being rattled around, it's brutality. When you're out here, it's beauty. It's unreal. So let's just have a little update on the course. So I'm here, and Cape Lewin is there, which is roughly 887 miles away. So hopefully I'll be there in about 3 days. But the weather keeps coming. It's going to be pretty difficult, I think, for the next week at least. So you can see me here. This is the low pressure that's just gone over us now. If I keep advancing, see there's another one coming in behind. It's quite a big one there. And that just keeps coming. So all the time I'm going, it's going to chase me across the top there. And then when I get to this bit here, it will roll over the top. And then there's another one behind that. There. And again, this one's looking pretty big. It's still a way out yet. So this is 5 days from today, but this one again is looking pretty big. And that's going to chase us all the way through. So it does feel a little bit relentless at the moment. Doesn't feel like there's much respite at all. The boat's getting quite a hammering, and I'm getting quite a hammering. But it's just a question really of sailing smart and hanging on in there, I think. I just need to keep checking my boat. I need to keep looking after myself. I put some clean clothes on today, which is nice. Drinking lots and lots of tea. And we'll get through this. We will make it to the Pacific. It's the sunrise. I feel like I haven't seen the sunrise in a really long time. Looks different. Looks cold. That's because it is cold. What a difference today makes! Today is one of the good days. Woo! We are flying, quite literally flying. Oh my word, this is so good. Sea state is coming from behind about 2 meters, so it's relatively flat. Medallia took off about, I think it was about 11 GMT. I was struggling a bit on speed, and then all of a sudden we found the sweet spot. And now you can't stop me. Look at that. No, actually not. So I know I've got to slow down. I know. Just let me at it for 1 more hour. Just 1 more, please. So we reached the Australian search and rescue limit. So I've had to come up to the north a little bit. We chug along the top of here for about 700 miles, and then I can drop down to the south again. Surprise, surprise, there's another depression following us. It's going to catch me up probably later today, I would say. At the moment, I mean, the reason I'm going fast is because actually, the longer I can stay ahead of this in the flat water, then the better it will be. But by the time I get to the end of this kind of long flat bit along the search and rescue limit, then I should have arrived at Cape Lewin, which is going to be a really good feeling. Happy Cape Lewin Day, everybody. We are currently 36 miles from the longitude of Cape Lewin, which is the most southwestern cape on Australia. So effectively, we've reached Australia, which is sort of mind-blowing. 5 weeks of sailing, and we've arrived at Oz. And Australia's pretty big, so it's going to take a while to sail past it. Had a kind of up and down night. It was difficult because it was right kind of on the crossover of sails, and I would be kind of on the more powerful sail and then not be able to hold it, and then change to the smaller one, and then feel like I was going too slow. And it's my usual thing. I do this so often. I change sails too often, and I did that a couple of times, and Roman just just like, doo, 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 doo. And I'm just there behind him going, Italian seller, Italian seller, Italian seller. I like this yappy little dog that kind of runs up to him yapping but never quite bites his ankles. So anyway, I was chatting with him this morning and he said I'm sailing like a cowboy. We'll see. But it's been a good 24 hours of sailing. I've quite enjoyed it, and the sun is out and we've reached Australia. The next week is going to be quite interesting. So it looks like there's a big high pressure building in the Pacific, and the routings are split between north and south, and they are over 1,000 miles of difference between the two extreme points of the routing. It's still going to evolve, but yeah, there's some decisions to be made there. And then in the short term, just kind of enduring this sea state, which is pretty war. Waves from two directions, and the boat speed's just not quite enough to kind of get over them. So I'm very kind of being pushed around a lot. And I need to do some cleaning because it is a pigsty down there. In fact, actually, the definition I would use for my living space at the moment is seedy. I'm not proud of that. So I need to do some housekeeping today. I need to eat more. I'm losing weight. I can see I'm losing weight. But it's all good. It's all good on Medallion. Just sticking my head outside for the last of the lights down here. It is just beautiful. Oh, I'm going in, hang on. About to get wet.